Sakamoto Days is probably one of the most hyped up and looked at manga series right now in Shonen Jump. Especially after JJK and My Hero Academia ended, it was knighted with the responsibility of carrying the next generation of mainstream manga, next to Kagurabachi of course. But it got an anime adaptation and is actually garnering a lot of controversy and splitting the fan base like the Red Sea, like a banana split, like two butt cheeks. I don't know why I said that. I don't know why I said that. I was just trying to be witty. But let me get started with the intro. Hey everyone, you know who it is. It's DatOnePanda, and get ready to roll on up because today we're going to be talking about Sakamoto Days and the anime incident. I was trying to make it like a little anime title type shit, like a beginning, the fucking episode title type shit, when you open up to the episode title, anime incident. That sounds cool as fuck, don't it? You get it. Let me get started here. Before I talk about this anymore, I would like to say before you click off this video and be like, oh my god, he's talking about the animation. I do agree that anyone should be able to criticize any form of media that they like. Anyone. I do not agree with sending death threats to any animators and anything like that. But I also agree that when you talk about certain things, it is helpful to give a lot of insight into it and not just being like, oh, I hate it, it's bad, but probably try to explain why you don't like something or why you're criticizing something. But I also want to give my background into this as well. I have personally studied animation. I draw a lot. I've animated a lot. I was drawing and animating since like high school, just before that, like middle school. And I read a lot of animation books, watched a lot of animation courses and YouTube videos. My actual animation in the beginning of my first ever video on YouTube, my Tekken 8 video, was created and drawn by me. It's not like a lot. It's not like crazy good. I'm not like a pro in anything, especially because I have not animated consistently since I was in high school. I'm not a pro or anything like that. I wouldn't even call myself average at times. But I'm just explaining myself in that way because I want to show that I do have interest in this art form. Not as being something like, oh, I hate it, blah, blah. But that gives you any type of credibility into me not just being a hater or anything like that. Use with that information as you may. I still think I have a grasp on how animation works. And how the industry works a little. Of course, I'm not in the industry and I'm not like a full-time animator or anything like that. But I think, maybe I can give a little insight to where, some may be feeling off about certain things. So now that that's done, let's just get into it. Sakamoto Days was like the talk of the town when JJK ended. I myself have read up to like 20 chapters of the manga and I stopped because I fell in love with it. I was like, I have to stop here because I would love to see this animated. And unlike a lot of anime enjoyers, or I guess manga enjoyers, I prefer watching the anime over reading the manga. And because sometimes for me, I'm gonna put you on game here, the animation for a series can be fucking beautiful. It could be done super well, and it could be, adapt the source material as like really faithfully, and I can really enjoy the anime. But then I could read the manga and pick up a little tidbits that the anime didn't explain or like left out, and it kind of just elevates it to me. You get what I'm saying type shit. So like, and in manga, I get the more of the manga artist's personal style and all that. Like, damn, this is really good. I did that a little bit of Dorohedoro. Crazy difference between the anime and the manga, and I love the style and all the things that they left out and all that stuff. Because how about this? If you read the manga first, sometimes you may be disappointed with the anime when it comes out. I'm just saying, so like if the anime is mid and then you watch the manga and the manga is fire, you only went up from there. But if the manga's fire and then the anime is mid, now you're disappointed. See, I keep my hopes to a minimum. Anyways, so when it got announced, when Sakamoto Days got announced that it was getting an anime adaptation, you can bet the internet, and as myself, was hyped for it. And then we see TMS Entertainment picked up the anime adaptation. If you do not know about TMS Entertainment, I believe there's some type of, how can I say, connection or a contract between them and Netflix, because Netflix usually hosts the TMS Entertainment animes. A lot of the fans were thinking, I get that they made Megalobox, I get that they made Baki, they made Dr. Stone, Undead Unlock, but those animations were just okay. Like they weren't like spectacular. I don't know if I can trust this animation studio with a purely like battle shonen and is hosted by Netflix. Netflix? The company that had A Way of the House Husband? Netflix? The company that had that, what was that one battle anime and they were all gods or something and they were all fighting? That Netflix? That Netflix? So a lot of people were, justly wary about this anime adaptation. But, I stayed open-minded because, again, I love Sakamoto Days. Then the opening, got released before the anime came out, and a lot of people were attacking the opening. I, for one, love the opening. I didn't watch the opening when, got released before, so I didn't really understand the controversy at the time. I just saw people talking about it on Twitter, but I didn't want any spoilers. But when I watched it more along the first episode, I was like, I love this opening. Why were people complaining? I love the colors. I love how the letters of Sakamoto are spelled out throughout the town. I believe it's a beautiful opening. It looks good. But what I will say, which kind of was like a little like, oh, hold on, don't keep your hopes up too high, is because when Dawn got a teaser, the animation looked amazing. Like it was flawless. Remember how the internet was going crazy over the little glasses drop scene and like it enhances and clarifies through the glasses? People were like, this animation is crazy. When the Sakamoto Days trailer got announced and released, the internet was silent. When the Sakamoto Days trailer got released, the internet was silent. So I was like, oh no. Oh no, it might be kind of spooky in here. But I was like, how did a manga like Dandadan, who sold around the same amount of copies as Sakamoto Days, get treated like this and Sakamoto Days didn't? But I'll get back to that in a bit. But now I am 7 episodes into Sakamoto Days, and I think people kind of made up their mind. There's people that are saying, hey, it's shit, and there's people that say, hey, stop complaining. And I think you have a right to criticize the work of a series without taking away from the amazing talent of the animators and the directors, and recognizing the deadlines and harsh environment they're also in and the work hours they have to endure. But I think we also need to recognize that the animation is also nowhere near terrible and also nowhere near great. It's not PNG Lock terrible. It's not Attack on Titan final season amazing. It's just And I believe this for 2 reasons. 3 reasons, actually. The first reason is that the animation is a little stiff, and you can tell that at some points it's missing crucial in-betweens, making the animation look less fluid as it should. And apparently this is a common problem of TMS Entertainment because they contract their in-betweens. And apparently they hire some companies that don't actually have the capacity to do what they actually should be contributing to the show. That's just something I read though. But you can tell the animation does look stiffer than it should for a fighting anime. For example, Shin falling on the car is a great example of this. When I saw that, I was like, that's kind of janky and it's kind of stiff. I do not like that. But missing some betweens and having more stiff animation can sometimes be covered up with good animation direction and good creative direction. And you see the lack of that in this anime. And I think those 2 reasons are the biggest reasons for why this animation right now is feeling off to a lot of the Sakamoto Days fan base. And you see this a lot with the misuse of win frames and like impact frames throughout the anime. For one, for example, when Lou punched that girl when they were in that haunted house or whatever, there was no impact frame there. And you don't actually feel it. You just get those lines, those speed lines, to indicate that she moved kind of fast, I guess. But you don't feel the impact. It's like, I know she punched hard. I can hear that she punched hard. The characters react like she punched hard. I don't feel like she punched hard. And then you can be like, yo, Panda, you're nitpicking a little bit. But you really see this with when they misuse the slow motion effect. So episode 1, where Sakamoto fought Shin, is a great example of this. I decided to take out to my little back computer, my little Panda computer real quick, and show y'all what I'm talking about, dissect it for y'all. So he gets hit in the head with some little cream, about to try to find where he at. Sakamoto just comes behind him, does a little spinning kick, and then he initiate a slowdown here, and this has Shan, look at that. Look at that. If you missed it, look at this. First off, why did Shin get hit so hard that all of the aisles are falling apart? But then he gets to the last aisle and he hits it off with such little force. It doesn't even feel like what happened. And the JPEG of him just moving down is so jarring. I do not like that at all. And this is actually a minor one that I have. I have way worse ones. In tandem with this, Sakamoto Days has a huge problem of just replicating the manga one for one. Like, bro, put your little spin on it. Put some creative liberty in it. Like, we don't need you to one for one animate the manga, because some things in the manga will not convey the same way in an animated format. And Sakamoto Days and TMS Entertainment they don't sometimes get that. A good example of this, of them not being able to take creative liberty and just animating what they see on the manga panel, is when Boiled and Sakamoto collide fist. And I'm gonna show y'all. Look, Boiled gets ready, punch Sakamoto, gives his little rocket fist or whatever. Sakamoto meets him there, and they collide fist, and then boom. That was not good. That was not good. Look, overused wind frames, slow motion for what reason, and then the shit just combust. That did not need to happen that way at all. And this is kind of the same angle they use in the manga as well. Makes me really annoyed about this scene is that in the manga, you can see that there's even a dynamic angle between Boiled and Sakamoto. And Boiled is gearing to punch Sakamoto from like you can see it from behind. And what also makes you upset is that you can see that Boiled recoils in pain before he gears up to punch Sakamoto. And then Sakamoto is shocked and then immediately like punches back and like they collide fist. That not only shows how fast this fight was going, but it also shows that's how fast Sakamoto's response time and how strong his punches were to meet Boiled right there. But in the anime, you don't get that because they allow Boiled to recoil and fly back after Sakamoto punches him back, and then they both pause. They both pause here. Why do they pause here? And then Boiled has to run over there. It gets rid of the impact and the flow of the battle. And they pause a lot through this fight. You can see this a lot with right here after Boiled gets punched back. Sakamoto goes a pop or type shit. Sakamoto runs after Boiled. Boiled takes out his balls or whatever, pause, throws them at Sakamoto Days, pause, and Sakamoto grabs him, and Boiled gets shocked, and Sakamoto Days flies at him and punches him. Now, you could be looking at that like, bro, what was the problem with that? Let me show you by showing you the manga. After Sakamoto hits him with one of them JoJo combos, there's balls that fly at Sakamoto, and it pans to Boiled, and he's throwing the balls while still in pain. There's blood coming out of his mouth, his shirt all ripped up. You can see the impact of the previous punches on his clothes, the lines, and you immediately see Sakamoto catch all of them super fast, and then Boiled gets surprised, and it's a punch scaring at him, and he gets punched. That shows again how fast they're moving and how fast Sakamoto and Boiled's response times kind of like both were. You kind of get like, oh, these are high level people, because even after Boiled gets punched, he's already throwing the balls at Sakamoto. He was ready. But in the anime, because you let Boiled get beat up and then flown back, and Sakamoto just chases after him, and you let Boiled stop for a second and throw the balls, and then you let Sakamoto grab the balls, pause, you're losing that impact just for you to get that impact again by Sakamoto charging at Boiled now. Do y'all see? It's just like you're interrupting the flow of the combat. You're interrupting the flow of the combat by having Boiled get flown back, and Sakamoto chases after him just to let Boiled stop for a second and throw the ball, and then do a slow down frame, and then have Sakamoto grab the balls to pause. So then you get Sakamoto and Boiled start flying into the car, all PNG like, all JPEG like, and then it cuts to them being in the carriage all stiff, and this looks bad. And it could be like, well, this is just a still frame, but even in the actual animation, they're not giving me any of the carriage shaking. That would have been some sauce to add. Some glass breaking off. That would have gave it some personality. Give me something. Or what they could have done is have it cut to a carriage that's full of smoke, and as the carriage starts clears up, maybe you see boy was smoking a cigarette. Boom, done. You didn't need to include the bam from the manga if you don't want to. Then you don't want to, but at least include something. This is sauceless. And letting a very cool part of the manga be the sauceless is very disheartening. And I don't understand why people were upset that people were complaining about this, because they have every right to complain about something that really, made them really interested in the manga get taken out of the anime, the actual, sauce of the manga. Earlier, I did say that TMS Entertainment does not really take their own creative liberty at times with this manga, but to be honest, they kind of do, but when they do is very minuscule, and it actually can be for the worse at times. For example, when Sakamoto is fighting the dinosaur swings his tail as Sakamoto has his stun gun. And then what is that? What was that? What did he do there? The dinosaur throws his tail, and Sakamoto does what? He jumps on it and then dashes at the dinosaur. In the manga, Sakamoto jumps over the tail and then does a little cool James Bond move and then shoots the dinosaur. Now, again, you don't need to copy everything the manga is doing. I don't want you to do that. But the dinosaur is supposed to be shown as agile and everything like that. But just having the dinosaur Sakamoto just jump on his tail and come off it looks janky and not as cool. And as how it does not show as fast as everything moving, as if it was Sakamoto jumping over the tail real quick and quickly pulling his gun and then shooting at the dinosaur, then doing a little barrel to show how fast that whole fight was. But then doing a slow motion effect, again, the overuse of slow motion effects after he jumps up in the air, it's just we don't need this. You're hiding something. And then after the dinosaur gets stunned with the stun gun, he teleports or whatever. He just moves so fast. And oh damn, it's a really fast dinosaur. And we already knew the dinosaur was agile before. But then he stays in the same spot. He doesn't go anywhere. Do you not see that? The dinosaur starts off this battle, or basically is fighting Sakamoto in this spot. The dinosaur starts off in this spot. Sakamoto Days stuns him. Sakamoto stuns him with the stun gun. And then a dinosaur quickly moves super fast, shows his speed. And then is this in the same spot? What are we talking about? And then it cuts to another slow motion exchange between Sakamoto and the dinosaur. I don't know that this dinosaur is fast. I can't tell this. It does not feel that way. You're not conveying this well. And Sakamoto had to hit the dinosaur with a little, 1-2. And I was like, okay, up until this point. Sakamoto does a little drop kick on the dinosaur, and then boom, the dinosaur breaks in half. Looking at this, you don't know what part of the dinosaur this is. This looks like this is part of nothing. This looks like the tail. This looks like this is the dinosaur tail. In the manga, you actually see the bones, rest of the bones come up from the dinosaur. So you can more tell, okay, this is the dinosaur's back. And it just gives more damn, he really broke the dinosaur in half like that. It just feels why did you leave that out like that? And then this random cut to the dinosaur falling. Also, that slow motion of Sakamoto falling before that was bad. You can literally tell Sakamoto kicks the dinosaur. They stop right here. They literally stop Sakamoto right here, and then he starts moving gradually. He starts moving faster, and then boom, dinosaur falls really awkward and then there's an impact frame for no reason. That frame did not need to be. The little red line did not need to be there. I don't know why they did that. Now, I know a lot of you are going to be like, you're nitpicking, you're just complaining. This is not as terrible as you are making it out to be. And if you feel that way, you feel that way. I'm glad you feel that way. But I personally think this is mid. Again, it is no PNG lock, but it's definitely some GIF days. It's definitely GIF days. This is very mid. And they could cover up their bad contracted in-betweens with better creative direction, animation direction. But time and time, they do not show us that. We see this with Shin getting kicked by Sakamoto, or Shin falling on the car, or Sakamoto kicking the dinosaur in half, and the Boiled and Sakamoto colliding fist, we see just like too stiff of animations and too many slow motion frames and effects. And it's just, they just don't have good creative animation or creative direction like right now, like at all. I don't see what's going on. I don't know if it's a budgeting thing. I don't know if it's a managerial thing or a crunch thing. It could be an assortment of things. But just as a consumer, I am heartbroken. Now, again, I said this earlier, but I have to say it again. I am not making this video to shit on the animators or the actual company for real or anything else. In fact, I'm probably just shitting on Netflix. Fuck Netflix. Why is Netflix getting all my anime? Fuck Netflix, bro. But I understand, you know, there's crunch times, there's, you know, employee shortages and all that stuff. And it's long hours. But I'm just talking about the quality of the work. It's just mid and very disappointing. And I just wish Sakamoto Days got treated better. It's just very sad. I feel the same way when I watched One Punch Man season 1 and then I watched season 2 and I was like, this is not it. You didn't even need to make a One Punch Man season 1 quality. You just didn't need to do this to me. So it's just like, being an anime fan is just so, just like you go through so much turmoil because you get like the best thing, the best animation ever. And then you can get the worst animation that could just ruin your whole day. You know, the second season, Blue Lock, great example, mid animation turned to even worse animation. And if Netflix, if you do that to Sakamoto Days, give it even worse animation after season 1, just know it's on site. Me and you, it's on site. Don't stop treating Sakamoto Days like this. Sakamoto Days is really popular right now in Shonen Jump, and I'm just appalled it can look like this. With that being said, I'm glad you guys watched my rant. I really enjoyed conversating with you guys. If you're new here, I try to make my channel more of a community. I like having a lot of discussions in the comments. So, you know, tell me your opinion on Sakamoto Days. Is the animation good? Is the animation to your liking? Is it not really to your liking? Tell me why. I want to know. I'll reply, conversate with other people. If you guys see, don't comment and all that stuff. Really appreciate it. Give it a like, give it a thumbs up, share it, and please subscribe. I appreciate all the subscribers. It means a lot. I just like to talk and I like to give my opinion. And I just feel like there's a lot of like, I also like people just don't listen to each other on the internet right now. So it's kind of want to build a community where we just, you know, we just talk. It's one-on-one. And just chill. You know, we just chill out, we talk about a topic, and that's it. Like nothing too crazy. But yeah, I'm glad you guys all tuned in. Please subscribe. Please look forward to my next video. I think this will be pretty interesting, pretty good. And I'll see y'all in a bit. Peace.